Mondi, here
Hello.
we are again, man. We're back. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids, all that good shit. It's going to be a great episode today. We got a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah.
Before we get started, though, I need everybody to like the video. You guys have not been like the fucking video. Comment down below. Where are my comments?
Well,
And subscribe. 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 Um,
yes.
yeah, go ahead, Mondi.
And share if you're feeling frisky, as I always say.
Yeah.
Let's jump into some reviews. Quite a few reviews from my end, anyway.
Okay.
I didn't finish any shows, but I do have 6 films. How about you?
I have 3 films, no shows.
What films do you have?
Uh, How to Train Your Dragon, Drop, and The Materialist.
Nice. Okay. So we can interweave ours in between each other. That sounds nuts. First review for me will be Straw, which is a movie that you reviewed on our last news pod, and I finally watched it because of your high praise. I don't care what you say. He's going to say, I didn't tell you to watch it. Well, you can't give a movie an A, and I expect me to be at least interested. But even besides you, people online have been raving about this film. So I was like, okay, let's see what it's about. And to everybody, including Julian, I want you guys to go to hell promptly because it's more of the same from Tyler Perry. And yes, there is a great performance in the center of here from Taraji P. Henson, but I'm going to get into why none of that. I'm not going to say none of it matters, but why the other bad stuff kind of overshadows it for me, in my opinion. Now, Tyler Perry is somebody who I have this love-hate relationship with. It's not even love-hate, really. It's like-hate. Because I'm proud of him and his accomplishments. He managed to increase his resources 20-fold since he first started in this game. Yet, the conundrum is that all the resources and the money and all that kind of stuff have gone up tenfold, but the production value in his films has seemed to have gone down tenfold, which tells me that he doesn't really care about the craft, in my opinion, from that standpoint anyway. Now, I do want to praise Tyler Perry in terms of the messaging of the film. While it's blatant, he has no sense of what nuance is. It's a very blatant messaging, but it is messaging that I can see being potent to certain demographics of people, Black women, people in poverty, whatever. So if it connects with you on that level, I can't really talk. I mean, I can't relate. So cool. I love that for you. Now, to me, the ending goes in a semi-interesting direction, but somebody with the talent level of Tyler Perry was not able to stick the landing, so to speak, because even though there is a lot of conceptual, interesting ideas with that ending and the reveal, it just, for me, kind of just fell, kind of flat, in my opinion. So, I do want to say I do want to harken back on the fact that Taraji P. Henson was absolutely amazing in this film. She was a great performance here, as well as Sherry Shepherd, who plays the bank manager. I thought she was actually really good here in the role as well. But if you guys want to watch a film of semi-similar themes of like a person desperate to get this money in this kind of heist situation, I would recommend 3 other films. Obviously, John Q, which I think inspired a bulk of this film. I would inspire Breaking with John Boyega, and I would recommend American Skin with Nate Parker. Uh, to me, also just a little kind of mini spoiler alert. It was so funny the fact that they thought this bitch had a bomb. I guess we as the audience have the full context. Like I knew from the open, like when I first saw it, like, that's not a fucking bomb. Like she didn't have the resources to have a bomb, or it just doesn't make any sense. But I guess having full context that makes sense. But like, why would this woman have a bomb? But whatever. And also that little child who plays her daughter in the film, that could be you and Avi's daughter. I was like, that looked just like the daughter that y'all would have. So that was funny to me until it wasn't. So anyway, I give this film, I give it a C minus. Some redeeming qualities from Taraji and stuff like that, and Sherry Shepherd, but just more of Tyler Perry the same. But yeah, fair. If you guys love it, sure.
All right,
All
Monty.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you hated Straw like I fucking thought you would. So what's next?
I would love to hear your review of How to Train Your Dragon, a movie that I reviewed last time that
Yeah,
you didn't get a chance to see, but I would love your thoughts on it. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, I guess the first thing I'll say is that this is a good film. This is a good movie. I could definitely see the animated version of it. Like the bones of it, I should say. Like there are a few things in it where I was like, okay, like they probably took that directly from like the animated thing. Namely like the flight sequence. Like I got
Mm-hmm.
total Prisoner of Azkaban like woo vibes from it. It was great. Toothless is absolutely adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I need Toothless to be protected at all fucking costs, bitch. We will riot if something happens to fucking Toothless, bitch. And Monty, shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. And yeah, man, I don't know. This is one of those movies where you kind of go into it hoping that it's going to be something, and then when it's any more than that, and I mean any, like if you give me literally anything, I'm like, fuck, finally something, yeah.
Right.
Um, So yeah, like I really enjoyed this, man. Really cool visuals. I even like Hiccup. Like I thought Hiccup was cool. His little gang. You know, usually like the little gang in movies like this are nothing but an annoyance or just pointless comedy. But in this, I laughed at literally every joke. Like I was totally invested. I was happy that they all got dragons at the end. I'm like, let's go, bitch! Like Power Rangers unite, bitch! Like let's go.
Fucking
Um,
nerd.
the big dragon at the end it looked nuts. I'm sorry, like it looked nuts. Like it just looked nuts. It did not look great on screen, but that's okay. I'm willing to give it a
Really,
break. It's just my personal opinion. It's my personal opinion. Like it just
it
looked
does look just like its animated counterpart. Maybe that's why.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler, like you said, was pretty good in this. It's just funny because he plays the actual guy in the
Father.
animated. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yep.
yeah, like it's funny. After I saw this movie, I saw a whole bunch of TikTok clips of him specifically and the director talking about the magic and how they wanted to recapture it and how there's so much lifelessness in these type of remakes, and it shows because in this there were certainly moments of magic. Like there were certainly seeds of damn, like this is like somebody cares about this. Like this is actually like a really good piece of art here.
Hmm.
And I just really appreciate this, man. Like it made me want to watch the animated trilogy, which I'm not going to do. I don't think because I don't want. I'm I'm like so scarred of seeing animation and then seeing it transferred to the big screen that I just don't want to ruin anything for myself. I kind of just want to enjoy it in this new light that I've seen, but
That's probably for the best.
it is, which is unfortunate because everything is out there. Like I feel
Yeah.
like one way or another I'm going to go spoiled. But I was really surprised at the ending. Surprised that this little animated Pixar movie kind of went there with the main
It's
character.
not Pixar, DreamWorks.
Whatever. I was really
That
surprised
matters.
that it doesn't matter. I was surprised that this little kids movie went there with the main character, which was cool. And yeah, I'm excited to see more. Man, I gave this a B minus. I thought this was pretty damn good for a child's flick. So yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. I
Yeah,
recommend.
I think one of the reasons why that it feels a little bit more adult, and even just the live action transition was just so much better than a lot of the Disney remakes, was because it was DreamWorks. DreamWorks has kind of been stepping up lately a lot. Didn't that main kid who played Hiccup remind you of Drake Bell? Like I said, didn't he look like Drake Bell to you? Or no, you didn't
Not
see
at
the
all.
movie.
I didn't get those vibes.
Okay.
Nah, not once. Literally not once. But that's okay.
And he is the kid from the Black Phone and the Black Phone 2, by the way, coming up.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes, yes.
do you agree with me that Nico Parker gave you nothing as Astrid, like as an
Well, I
actress?
mean, I don't have the context of that character, so to me, she was fine. She was serviceable. To say nothing, I would just be lying.
No, I'm talking about just in a vacuum, just as an actress. Like, did she give you anything?
Oh, I mean, okay, no.
I mean, if she did, she did. I mean, I can see. I
I,
just,
she
I
was
want to
she was
like her.
fine. Yeah, I mean,
I want to like her. It's just,
I didn't like her or dislike her, so I guess that equals nothing. So yeah,
Okay, cool. Just curious. All right, yeah. But yeah, as I've told you before, it's one of the best animated trilogies of all time. So if you do want to go back and watch it after you watch all the live action ones, I think you'll be in for a treat. All right, next review here, guys, for me is for The Life of Chuck, which is now playing in theaters. This is one of those rare Stephen King adaptations where it's actually non-horror. He does some non-horror stuff, and this falls into that camp. It stars Tom Hiddleston. And that's all I really knew about it going to the film. I like Tom Hiddleston. Stephen King adaptations are hit or miss, mostly miss.
mostly miss.
But it looked interesting to say the least.
Okay,
Um, this is one of those films where the acts it's split into three acts, like actual title card acts, and it goes in reverse chronological order. So it starts at the end, middle, and then the beginning.
okay,
And each act kind of gives you more context to the mystery of why this guy Chuck Tom Hiddleston is just so important, to the overall story. Now, sometimes it does feel very frustrating watching it because it feels like the story is meandering a lot of times to get to the point of why Chuck isn't so important. And I think that's kind of the movie's point. After you watch it, you kind of get the full context and the whole scope of what's really going on. But like the whole point is like the meandering, like just like the little intricacies of life and stuff like that, right? But when you have a movie like that in which
is this a
every
comedy? I'm sorry, or a drama, or
it's a drama, I guess,
okay,
drama.
got it.
um, when you have one of those movies where the movie's meandering and you're trying to just going through the motions, you have to have a really big payoff or even a mystery aspect for it to really matter. And the payoff is not bad at the very end, but it comes in like the last 5 to 10 minutes as to why all this is happening. And it's not bad, but it didn't suffice as to why I sat through that 2 hours, for the film, in my opinion. Um, there's also the first act is so confusing, and you kind of and I didn't even understand that when the movie was over, like what was that about. And I had to go back and do my own research, and that kind of adds to the thing. But honestly, though, when I did my own research, it did kind of help enhance my viewing experience as to what that actually meant. So I guess it's kind of a catch-22 there. Now this film is not horror at all, but it has one of the most spooky scenes I've seen, in theaters in a while. And I love it. It's not involving any kind of traditional horror thing, like no kind of supernatural, no things like that. It's just it's a scene with two people looking up at the stars and they're stargazing, and something happens. I was like, wow, that's really, really creepy. Which kind of goes Stephen King throwing in that flair every now and then. There's also a really good sequence with Tom Hiddleston. He's dancing in the street. It's an extended sequence, really, really great scene. So it's got some great moments scattered in this movie, for sure. And this is one of those movies that I've always struggled with, movies that go for like really big feelings. Like you can tell the movie's going for that. Like it's trying to get you to feel this. And I feel like stories should just happen. Those feelings should happen more organically in stories. And
Okay.
with this movie, you can see Stephen King, or you can see the director trying to push you into a direction. Like, okay, you should cry here. You should do this kind of thing here. And so those kind of movies don't always work the best for me. But overall, it was a fine watch. I give The Life of Chuck. I think I give it a B minus, because like I said, there are some great moments in there. But overall, it was just a little bit kind of peaks and valleys. So yeah,
Okay. The Life of Chuck. Interesting.
yeah. And Tom Hiddleston barely in the movie, by the way, even though he's the main point of the movie. He's kind of barely in it, which is weird, but that's another point. Let's go on to another review. I would love to hear your review for. Well, actually, I'll do another one of mine, and then we could do Materialist together.
Sure.
Wait, you watch
Drop.
How to Train Your Dragon? Drop. Okay, yeah, Drop. Okay, yeah, I'll do Drop after this one. Next review, guys, is for 28 Years Later, which is now playing in theaters. So I had not watched the first two, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. So I did my little whole YouTube extensive recap video because I didn't feel like watching those whole movies because I've been hearing good things about this movie. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and see it. So I watched the recaps. After watching the movie, guys, you can totally watch this movie without watching part 1 and 2. It definitely, I mean, even though I'm sure that context sure would help in some aspects, I'm sure, but it easily can be a standalone movie as well. And it's also, this is the start of a whole new trilogy, by the way, too. So if you're interested in watching this movie and you don't want to see part 1 and 2, just go in and watch it. You can follow it just fine. Now, this film stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jodie Comer, and this new kid. His name is Spike Alfie Williams. Man, this kid is a star. I kind of felt the same way when I saw like Miles Caton in Sinners. Like it's been a lot of really just good kid performances this year.
That nigga's
He's
like
probably the most.
25.
Miles Caton?
Miles Caton. I'm kidding. I'm
He's
kidding.
like 21, 20. Yeah. Anyway, but this is an actual kid guy. He's like fucking 12 years old.
Okay.
And he's probably the one like the most likable characters I've ever seen. But the film, like he's just in that, and it's all brought through his performance. He really carries the film with all these big actors. He's the carrier of the film. Now, this film, as you would imagine with any kind of zombie movie, it's got some really truly terrifying sequences of like, okay, I was like, oh shit, what can happen? Like anybody can die at this moment, which is a good thing. But what I did not expect from this movie is the beautiful cinematography and just beautiful imagery. Guys, this movie was shot on iPhones. I don't know if you guys seen the viral video of like Danny Boyle took there's like a rig of like 20 iPhones, 15s that he shot this movie with. It's just insane. Which it looks really, really great though. And it has like this. With the iPhone shooting, you can do a lot of things that are like you couldn't do like an actual camera. You can get in like tight spaces, or you can just make it feel like you're actually in it. You know what I'm saying? Like even the first film, 28 Days Later, was shot on like one of the first films shot on like digital, like almost like camcorder. So they've always done something innovative with these films when it comes to how they shoot it. There's constant like interlaced clips throughout the film of like maybe showing things from like an historical context or things that are happening concurrently somewhere else that kind of really add a sense of like. Of the theme that the movie's trying to portray, which I thought was really, really cool. It gives the film its own kind of like artistic signature, which I thought was really, really great. And I did not think I would get like emotional in this film. There's a scene that actually got me emotional. You know, it deals with a mom and her son, and it's this story. Even though it's a zombie movie, it's really about a boy becoming a man, and I thought I really, really appreciated that. And it's got one of the best scenes of the entire year, involving a zombie. I don't want to spoil it because it's a zombie that's running to chase these people through like this water, and it's just the way it's shot, man. It's like that's filmmaking, you know. And so overall, man, I really enjoyed this film. I've been seeing online it's divisive. I feel
Really?
like, yeah, I feel like people online people in the masses have been so neutered by what filmmaking is. Like it's not, it doesn't follow your like traditional story arc of like, okay, this is the peak, this is the valley, this is the part where there's comedic humor. Like people have been so, I kind of blame the MCU, even though I love the MCU for that. Like waning audiences into believing that this is how movies should be. It feels very kind of like almost like an indie film with like a big budget, if that makes sense. And so I feel like I can see why it would be divisive, but at the same time, if you really just like look at it, like if you just love film and you just like see the story for what it is, I don't see how you don't like this movie. I think like just people who just like want like microwavable movies it's not like their typical ingredients for a film. But I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. It's one of my favorite films of the year. Like I said, this is the start of a whole new trilogy, and I think they filmed part 1 and 2 back to back. So part 2 of this trilogy comes out like in like 8 months from now. So I'm so excited for that. But yeah, man, I give this film a B plus. 28 years later, really, really solid film, man. If you like zombies, I recommend you check this out. So yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
B plus. B plus. Yeah. Didn't say one negative thing about it. B plus. Boy. All right. Drop.
Because hold on, I want to address that because people have been saying that in my comments all the time. Like I post a review for a movie, like you didn't say anything negative about it. Why did it B? Sometimes I think a movie ceiling can only be as high as maybe a B, which is fine. Now A is like something that's so hard to obtain. Like bro, like I might watch 3 A movies a year. That's when you would succeed all of the. Even if you do everything right, that's when you enter that special territory. So you can still get everything right, and still be a B.
Okay. Drop. Jesus Christ. God. This nigga mighty, boy. Yep. All right.
All right, bitch. I'm gonna remember that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you should.
Dragon Ball Z.
You should. Peak, bitch. Yeah, drop, guys. Yeah, Monty reviewed this when it came out, I believe. I really wanted to see this movie. I really did. I just couldn't make it happen due to my schedule and blah blah blah. Who gives a fuck? Life. So waiting for streaming, and boy, I'm glad I did. This movie was so ass. The epitome of just average, just like nothing exciting happens. I think I remember you saying like the drop thing kind of got boring to you. Like it was hard to keep you interested. That wasn't really the case for me. I just think that narratively wise, like there was just nothing interesting. like
nowhere to go after a while.
Yeah, like typically in films like this, they're really relying on it's essentially a whodunit, and like the reveal is supposed to be everything, but in a film like this where the reveal essentially doesn't mean anything because it's very painfully obvious that it's somebody in a certain radius of where you are. So like it's somebody, like it's one of these niggas, and of course it's somebody that we've met throughout the film. So it's just like there's no real suspense, like and then the reveal just kind of happens, and then the movie just ends, and it's just like, okay. Yeah, I'm glad I went to streaming to watch this. This is one of the most average films I've ever seen in my life, but great marketing because I really wanted to watch this movie. I was like, wow, like this is
it's too.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I guess to see this was just average.
The guy who played her date in the film, people have really been campaigning for him to be Batman. Do you see the Bruce Wayne Batman for him? Oh, remember we also saw him. And this is the
romance film.
Yeah, the romance film too. Yeah.
Sure. I guess. Yeah.
I think he has that kind of charisma, but I was just wondering if you saw it or not.
Anyway, I'm terrible at that, Monday.
Yeah, you are.
I am.
I'm gonna do F1 and then we can do Materialist together. F1 the movie now playing in theaters. This comes from director Joseph Kosinski, who did Top Gun Maverick. So even though I have no personal interest in cars or even F1 racing for that matter, I trust this guy because if you've seen Top Gun Maverick, then you know this guy knows how to direct speed and just high octane sequences. And so like, okay, yeah, this guy's gonna nail it. And sure, he definitely did. Now, this film stars Brad Pitt, who is one of the last bona fide movie stars in Hollywood, and you can just tell here, Brad Pitt's hardly saying anything in the film. He's one of those stoic kind of cowboy characters, and it totally works because Brad Pitt is fucking Brad Pitt. He has all the essence and charisma of a movie star, and he has probably the best smolder in Hollywood, 30 years running. I was like, God damn. Yeah, Javier Bardem is always great. I'm tired of
Pirates. The Pirates. Sorry. Every time I see Javier Bardem, all I think about is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, if I'm gay, you're racist. Javier Bardem. I'm tired of him getting these side characters, these supporting roles, like in Doom Part. Like this guy is a star. He needs his own movie, but whatever. And we also have Damson Idris, who if you watch Snowfall, you know how great Damson Idris is. But I've been
Mm-hmm.
waiting for the masses to see how great he is. By the masses, I mean white people.
Yeah.
And I think this could be the movie where they see, okay, this guy is electrifying. He's like the truth. He's up next. So
Ooh,
yeah,
electrifying.
he's that guy, man. And also a standout for me was Carrie Condon. She was actually really, really great in this film as well. Now, like I said, as somebody that has no experience with F1 racing, Formula One, even though my job has a lot to deal with that, or cars, anything like that, I learned a lot from this film. It was very educational, and I mean that in a good way. Like it was interesting learning about just the sport of F1 and just all the mechanics of it all, the science, even some of the business aspect. I was like, okay, that's really interesting. I didn't know there was like strategy. I thought you just fucking race in a fucking circle. I know there's defense and offense and all that kind of shit. So I really appreciated seeing that on film. And if you are a fan of F1 racing, there is no shortage at all in racing sequences. Like there's so much racing in the film. I'm like, okay, but it's shot really well. So like I said, so it makes it engaging every single time. But this movie has all the makings of like your typical car movie, whether it be Cars or Gran Turismo. Like they all kind of have a similar formula. Seriously, it's a great film, by the way. They all have this kind of similar formula of like, there's this cocky young guy, there's the old has-been trying to make a comeback, there's the love interest, there's the shady businessman, there's the traumatic accident that happened in his past he can't get over. All that's apparent here, but it's still done well, and I think that you can still kind of do the same thing if you kind of make it just a good film. Bless you. And there's also an interesting twist in dynamics. Like typically with these movies, there's always that rival opposing competitor that you just can't beat. In this film, the opposing competitor to Brad Pitt is Damson Idris, who's on his team, is his teammate. So that's a different kind of dynamic. They're rivals, but they're still on the same team. Also, I didn't know in F1 that you had two people on the same team racing. I didn't know that was the thing either. That was interesting to learn about. But yeah, I give this film a B plus. Like I said, it was well crafted, well done. Hardly any complaints about it. It did run a little long at 2.5 hours. But if you are an F1 fan, I can easily see this film being nothing short of an A for you, because I'm sure it gives you everything you want as like an F1 Formula One fan. So yeah, B plus for me. It's one of the best films of the year, in my opinion. So yeah.
Wow.
Let's talk Materialist.
Yeah, boy, this is the movie that I saw instead of 28 years later. Boy, I know how to fucking pick him. Boy, I know how to pick him.
You wanted to see that movie 28 years later?
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, did you see 28 Days and Weeks?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, The Materialist, Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal, romance. I was like, man, I love me a romance. I love these three like I'm sure that it can work. And it just didn't. Unfortunately, this is just one of those movies that excuse me, this is one of those movies that falls into the category of like I couldn't personally vibe with the decisions that the characters were making in the film. So like it subtracted from my viewing experience. There were multiple points where I was ready to walk out of this movie because I was just like,
you saw it with Avi?
No, I saw it by myself. Thank God. Because she would have been maybe she would like it. It's a bona fide chick flick. So you know what?
I talked to a few girls who've liked it. That's why.
Okay, yeah. So maybe she would have enjoyed it more than me. But this notion that if there's a choice between a rich man and
a broke
nigga that you're just gonna automatically choose the broke it's nuts. But there's also the notion of this rich man choosing a broke bitch. Like nigga, like what? Like
that happens all the time.
Though. Okay. But usually the broke bitch is bringing something to the table. Like usually she's fine. She got ass. She got crazy head game. She got something. That's something. That's something. Dakota Johnson don't got none of that.
The head game, we don't know. We didn't see scenes like that.
I can tell, and she's not pretty enough to be to be. That's why I said it. That's why I said it was personal. I was just like, there's no way if I was in Pedro Pascal's shoes that I could bring like I'm not elevating her life. Like she's literally not good enough. She's not good enough.
Bill Gates' wife? Have you seen Elon Musk? Like these
you're not listening. You're not listening, Monty. I'm saying personally. That's what exactly. Look, the first thing I said was this movie made me feel some kind of way personally, and like it inhabited my viewing experience. Anyway, yeah. The love triangle dynamic literally was not a love triangle at all. They literally barely interacted. The three of them. There was no chase. There was no push and pull. There was like, oh, you had a surgery. Oh, well, I don't really love you after all. Duh, bitch. Like you never loved him. Actually, You literally never did.
You
You
love the idea of him.
yeah, like but like that's not good enough. Like sorry, like that's not good enough. I was ready. I was ready to walk out of here, Monty. I'm sorry. I give this a C minus. This was just ultimately. I think this movie just was not for me, and I was kind of expecting something different. And because my expectations weren't met at all, and I felt personally attacked by some of the decisions that the characters are making, I was just like, get the fuck out of here. Like I'm not okay with this. Yeah, C minus. I wouldn't waste my time at all. Which is what I felt like I did for this hour and 36-minute runtime or whatever it was, with 30 minutes of reviews. So, no thanks.
Yeah, man. I watched Materialist as well. It's strange, man, because this comes strange. This comes from Celine Song.
A24. Fuck out of
Her
here.
last movie was fucking Past Lives, which I think is one of the best modern romance films in cinema. And so, talk about a sophomore slump, man. I'm kind of in agreement with you here. Like you said, Dakota Johnson is the star. Chris Evans, who even though this movie I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie, I'm glad he's actually doing actual films again because after the MCU, besides Knives Out, he's been doing like a lot of these stupid streaming movies. I'm like, bro, you're Chris Evans, you're better than this, So anyway, and Pedro Pascal is probably the busiest man in Hollywood right now. As the third guy in the trio here. Now, I love me a good love triangle just like you. I fucking adore it, bitch. That's why I watch Twilight once a year. I love it. I love Vampire Diaries. I love it, man. And so apparently, so does Celine Song, because this is her kind of second kind of foray into that. Even Past Lives has a love triangle aspect to it as well. And although there's no chemistry at all,
None.
It's so crazy, bro. Like Dakota Johnson has zero chemistry with either Pedro Pascal or Chris Evans.
None. None.
The triangle aspect, I still kind of enjoy. Like you said, even though it was brief when we did get it, I just love those little awkward standoffs and moments between these two men or whatever. Now there's this subplot that I fucking hated that involves Dakota Johnson's job as a matchmaker and her struggles. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care.
That bitch in the movie who was, he almost raped me. Like, did he? What did he do to you? Just fucking look at you? Anyway,
Yeah.
Another conversation.
No, he chased her in the bathroom and he grabbed her ass, and that made her feel uncomfortable. So she's suing everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, now this film, I feel like Celine Song's her wheelhouse is drama. Like the drama part. That's if you've seen Past Lives, it's strictly a drama.
Okay.
She tried to go for that kind of like rom-com. I mean, comedy film. That's just not her wheelhouse at all. Like, that's just not her.
This nigga Monty love boxing people in, boy.
I'm just saying, it just felt very forced, and it's funny too because A24, you fucking bitches, y'all marketed this shit like a rom com.
Yeah,
it's
they did.
Fun movie.
Yeah,
I'm like, even though that probably tricked the masses, I knew. I'm like A24. I know what y'all niggas do.
Okay,
and so I wasn't thrown off by that too much, but it's just funny how they marketed this movie. And the dialogue in this film felt very dialogue-y. Like it felt very stiff. It didn't feel like how people actually talk. And the conversations they all came from a place of like idealism. Like this is how people would speak if they could get the love they actually wanted. Like instead of like actual reality. Overall, I just felt nothing. Even with a bad romance film that I can go back and watch, like maybe let's say Twilight. I think that they're decent films. At least I feel something.
Twilight's amazing, movie, bitch. First of all, watch your fucking mouth, bitch.
Okay. There's so many scenes in this film with these large exclamations of love from these characters, and I'm sitting in the seat, I don't feel anything. So to me, that's the biggest testament if a rom com or a romance film works or not. And I didn't feel anything, so I gave it a C plus. I think it's well structured, and I think it's well intended, but I don't think it didn't connect with me. On any kind of level like that. So yeah, C plus, which is sad because like I said, guys, if this is your first Celine Song movie, I promise you Past Lives is so much better. So yeah. And last review, guys, I know we're kind of doing a lot of reviews today, is for Megan 2.0, which is now playing in theaters. Me and Julian were both surprised as hell when we saw that this movie went the Ridley Scott Alien route to James Cameron Aliens route, where it started as a horror and now they're going to just strictly action. I was like, okay, Blumhouse, I kind of give you respect for that, for trying something completely different, but at the same time, after watching the film, you guys fucking failed. Like that was a horrible transition, and it didn't work for me at all. And Blumhouse, I'm not sure action is your bag, and to be honest, I'm not even sure horror is your bag because your last horror entries have been like, you've been dropping the ball on a lot of them. So this was just it was a miss for me. Now I will say this though, people online have been enjoying it. I think they're leaning into the camp, and I think the movie is aware that it's kind of campy as well. And so I can enjoy camp as well, but it's still not a good film at the end of the day. So I'm going to tell you why this movie is a D for me. It's one of the worst films of the year, in my opinion. Megan is the best part of the movie, as no surprise that she was in part one. She's very quippy. She has all the little fun little jokes. She's got presence on screen. Also, this new antagonistic robot named Amelia, who played the Padawan in Ahsoka Balin Skull. She's really great here too. She's got great presence as well. So the two robots in the film are really, really great. Other than that, everybody else fucking sucks. The first one, the kid Katie, who's now older, they give nothing. They have so much screen time. I'm like, oh my god, they give absolutely nothing. The film tries to go for these emotional beats, fail. It trying to go for this action, fail. It tries to go for plot twist, dare I say, fail. And so overall, man, this was a failure in my opinion. And if you want to watch a much better film that came out this year, that involves a female murderous robot / android, watch Companion. It came out in January in theaters. I feel like it's so underrated. It stars Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid from The Boys. It's a much better film called Companion. Anyway, I give Megan 2.0, like I said, a D. Pretty bad. I did not enjoy it at all. Moving on. Let's talk about some. Oh, there's quite a bit of tidbits today. Let's get into some tidbits. Will Smith reveals that he turned down Inception, which is the Christopher Nolan film starring Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't think you ever seen that, right?
No. I haven't seen it in its entirety. I cut it off.
Okay. Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god. He says his quote, "I don't think I've ever said this publicly before, but Chris Nolan brought me Inception first and I didn't get it. It's one of those movies that will go down, in alternate realities that, I could have done." And so this is a string of what's the word I'm trying to, a string of movies that Will Smith has turned down, and he could have even been 3 times more famous if he would have took those roles, like Neo with The Matrix, Django from Django Unchained, and this. And his reasonings are always kind of weird to me, even though I love Will Smith. Matrix, he said he couldn't understand it. Django, he said it's not enough love or some shit like that in the movie. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And now Inception, it's this weird reasoning. But it's interesting, though. I think DiCaprio was the right choice at the end of the day, but I could have seen Will Smith doing it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, is reportedly being considered as the next James Bond. And speaking of James Bond, guys, Denis Villeneuve, director of Dune Part 1 and 2, Arrival, Sicario, great, my top director, him and Ryan Coogler 1 and 1, is been confirmed to be the next director for the next James Bond film after he does Dune Messiah, which is crazy, guys. And James Bond fans, which I'm not the biggest James Bond fan, or I'm not James Bond fan at all, should I say, you guys are in luck because Denis Villeneuve is one of the best working directors out here today. So you guys are going to have a nice new stint of James Bond films.
Yeah. They're never going to give it to Aaron Pierre, by the way. So
you don't think so?
They're not going to give it to him.
To a black man or just Aaron Pierre?
To a black man. They're not going to give it to him. Yeah. Even a light-skinned one, they're not going to do it.
Yeah. I still would have loved to see Prime Idris in that role. Man, I think he just would have fucking killed it. I think he's meant to be. He's got the suave. He's got everything to be James Bond. So
no, he doesn't have everything. Oh, yeah, because he's black. Yeah.
Sorry.
That matters to those whiteys out there.
It really, really does.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Trachtenberg, director of the Prey film, Predator film, and Predator Killer of Killers, confirmed that he plans to bring back Naru, who played by Amber Midthunder in the Prey film, the Native American teenager girl, whatever, for his next Predator film after he does Predator Badlands. He said that it will get made depending on how Badlands performs, and he says that a Killer of Killers follow-up is also being discussed as well, at Hulu. So, what are your thoughts on this? As somebody that really enjoyed Killer of Killers.
I mean, yeah, they got some explaining to do because it looks like she's in the fucking hyperbolic time chamber, fucking frozen. So yeah, I guess they have to explain how they get her out, but bring her back. Yeah, sure, let's do it. I mean, I like Prey. I like Predator Killer of Killers. I can't wait for Predator Badlands later this year. Let's do it. Predator fucking universe, bitch. The PIM. That's not right. PI.
The PCU.
There we go. Sure.
There we go.
PCU.
Yeah, PCU.
That's crazy, but I'm here for it.
Sony confirms the Solo Leveling anime is the most watched anime ever on Crunchyroll. That's surprising to me. Is that surprising to you?
No. I mean, you got to remember the times that we're in. I mean, a lot of people would think it's something like Dragon Ball or One Piece, something like that. Right. But those anime have been out for so long. So it's easier for something new, flash in the pan, to come in there and just take all the views. So I'm not mad at it. I mean, look, I want more Solo Leveling. I don't think it's as amazing as everyone else does, but I think that it's pretty damn good, and I would love to see more of it. So yeah, I mean, cool. Shout out to Solo Leveling. Hurry up for season 3, bitch.
Nice. LeBron James says that he would like to explore acting after his basketball career. if the scripts start to roll in and there's an opportunity for me to do some acting and I have the time, obviously post career, I don't mind looking at it. What are your
Somebody
thoughts?
said. Somebody said. Batman, here you come, bitch.
I would literally riot. If changes weren't made by post production, I'd kill myself.
Oh my god! I mean, look. LeBron is gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He cannot act yet, but we all know that acting is something that you can get better at if you put in the work. So, if you put in the work, okay, LeBron, but do it like is the question? Do I care? I don't give a fuck what LeBron does. I don't care. No, I don't care. I don't care. I'm mad that we about to pay this nigga $50 million next year, but that's a different pod. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Get this out of here, bitch. If there's anything, if you guys want any kind of taste of what LeBron can do as an actor, watch Space Jam 2, and you will see very quickly this guy is abysmal in front of the camera. Absolutely abysmal. So I don't want it. He's an
NBA player. Like you think this nigga's supposed to be Shakespeare too?
even Michael Jordan wasn't a great actor in Space Jam, but he brought something to the screen that I was able to enjoy. Like LeBron was noticeably fucking bad. Hey yo, where my son? Hold up, you took my son? Like, nigga, shut the fuck up, you stupid 6'9" bitch. I never said it to his face.
Clip that.
But listen, though, yeah, I think his ceiling as an actor is like a John Wick 5, like little assassin that he kills off in like 2 seconds, like Boban was.
Okay. Memorable though.
An actor, Derek Dixon, has hit Tyler Perry with a huge lawsuit filled with claims of harassment and sexual assault. Have you guys seen the text, by the way? They're nuts. It's been a long time coming, guys. We finally got him, bitch. We finally fucking got him. I'm sad it took a white man to do this because Brian White, Lance Gross, Shamar Moore, you niggas just been okay with this behavior for the last 20 years, bitch. I'm on your ass, nigga. What the fuck have y'all done for y'all roles? But it's here, man, and it's so funny because if you read the text between Tyler Perry and this actor, it's literally just like his script writing. Like he's trying to assert this dominance and this power. Like I can get you the next role, but you know what you got to do, huh? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I think he won't go down because he's a billionaire and he has all the resources in the world. But I really, in my perfect world, Tyler Perry would be out of here in prison, riding around alongside R. Kelly and P. Diddy. But what are your thoughts on this?
Wow, yeah. Honestly, this is like too drama-y for me. Like I don't care if he did it, cool. Go, fuck him. If he didn't, I don't care. So that's how I feel.
I mean, he definitely did it, but more so this confirms he's fucking gay, which no one's talking about. I guess that's not the thing in 2025. But
yeah, it doesn't matter. We all know that.
The rumors are true. Yeah, fucking gay. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Let's talk about things that are coming out. Johnny Knoxville is set to host Fear Factor reboot, premiering later on this year. I used to watch Fear Factor, but
did you?
I can't say I care for a reboot, but
yeah, never watched Jackass, which Johnny Knoxville was a part of. Never watched Fear Factor. Too white. Sorry, didn't care. Don't care about this.
This nigga is literally half a shade away from being white. Tom, you talking about what's too white?
2 shades.
I guess it's what's in you, not on you, huh?
What? Nigga, where did that Louisiana draw? I guess it's just what in you, not on you, yeah, baby. Shut the fuck up. This nigga here.
Now for the most upsetting news in the pod: a sequel to the live-action Lilo and Stitch remake is in the works. The film out right now is currently tracking to pass $1 billion worldwide. It'll be the first film of the year to do that.
Yeah, well deserved.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, like I stated, I was not going to watch this remake because I knew it was for this new generation. They seem to be loving it, so shout out to them. You guys are getting a part 2. I'm not watching part 2, just like I didn't watch part 1. So no thanks.
Yeah, well, I guess the only interesting part about part 2 is that they can go in a whole new territory because there's no part 2 to really base it off of, from the animated standpoint, which is either going to do them better or do them worse. And the fact that like we live in a world where like Sinners, an original film that was such a masterpiece.
Oh God.
It can cap out around $300 million in terms of profit, and this is making $1 billion.
Families, Monty, families. You know the demographic. Come on now.
Fuck the families. I'm the fucking demographic.
You're not. You're literally not. You're not. Single black male. They don't care about you, buddy. Sorry, they don't care.
I grew up on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't care.
The Social Network Part 2 is in the works.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Aaron Sorkin is set to write and direct it once again, and it's unknown if Jesse Eisenberg will return as Michael Zuckerberg. I mean, how do you have a Facebook movie without him? But
Well, so yeah, so okay, so my thoughts on it was that it doesn't have to be about Facebook again. I mean, it could be about something else entirely. There's so many social media platforms out there. It doesn't have to be about Facebook. So Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have to be in it. Now, if they do decide to talk about Facebook, it seems like it's going to be kind of boring because the only interesting thing that's happened in Facebook is that they've gotten sued. So, like, do we want to sit through red tape and like fucking legalities? No, not again, because that was in part one. That was in part one. So hopefully they take it a different route. Maybe they talk about, Vine, which I think nobody would care about besides maybe millennials, or
Vine movie.
Yeah, or I guess maybe they could bring in Instagram. Instagram's pretty huge. I don't know, but hopefully this is more of like the interesting. Like, hopefully it's like 90% interesting, 10% legality, like the Social Network was. But we'll see what they do with part 2. This is a crazy out of nowhere left field like what sequel, but I'll be there opening night, bitch. I mean, I don't care. I love the original movie.
Yeah, most people do. I do as well. I mean, Hollywood just doesn't know how to just leave it alone.
No.
Leave it alone.
Nope.
The Social Network sequel.
I Am Number 4. Where are you? Give me a sequel.
Right.
Aragon. Sequel.
Oh, nice little. I remember those books at the book fair, the Aragon books. They were all like different colored dragons. I used to buy them and never read them just because of the fucking cover. I would just look at the cover like a fucking weirdo. Yep.
Monty doesn't know how to read, guys. This nigga doesn't know how to read. This nigga is Nick Cannon in Drumline, boy. This nigga just pretended. What?
$20 bill. Just look at the cover.
Fuck. No, nigga, it's not. It's just the cover art. I want this one, Dad. I want this one.
Hey, I used to look cool carrying around. I be studying on them niggas in the class. Yeah, bitch, I got
Hey, Monty, how's the book? That shit cold, boy. That shit cold, my nigga.
Dragon flying. That shit cold.
Oh my god, that you're nuts, by the way. Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I used to love studying on niggas with my book fair books. I never read.
Nigga, Monty calling niggas broke, nigga.
Hey, niggas was reading Harry Potter. I was reading Captain Underpants. Nigga. I couldn't read those.
25 pages with pictures, nigga. Oh man.
Anyway, a new Harold and Kumar movie is officially in the works with John Cho and Cal Penn. Are both talked in respect to coming to return to this film.
Mm-hmm.
I used to there was a phase in my life I used to watch like Harold and Kumar Escape Guantanamo Bay. Like,
really? Okay.
Yeah, but I can't say I'm excited for this, to be honest. So, what are your thoughts?
So I'm the exact opposite. The very first one, Harold and Kumar, what was it, Escape to White Castle or some shit? Or
Go to White Castle.
Yeah, like I actually thought that one was really funny, really unique. It came out around the time where it was just nothing but slapstick comedy like that, where it's just about getting high. How high? Friday. Like it's just about getting high and having an adventure. I've literally never smoked in my life, by the way, guys. But which is why I'm leading to the point where like I just don't care about these anymore. Like I just don't like when part 2 came out. Like I saw it once. I was disgusted, and I was like, "This is ass." And that's probably how I'm going to feel about this one. So, of course, I reserve the right to change my opinion if the trailer looks good. But preliminarily, I don't care about this.
Preliminarily, nice.
Mm-hmm. College educated, bitch.
Mm-hmm. So am I, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Certifications, bitch.
Better school. Oh, yeah. A live action Bratz movie is in the works.
Yeah, interesting.
Talks to play the villain.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
First of all, I think Kim Kardashian could totally pull it off. She's absolutely cheesy enough to be in this universe, this Bratz universe. Well, I don't know that anything about the Bratz universe, Monty. I have a little sister who loved fucking Bratz dolls growing up.
Sister, guys, go ahead.
Everybody knows I have a sister. Shout out to Courtney. She's literally never going to see this because she doesn't watch or support. But that's okay. Courtney, you're a hater. But the Bratz movie. Yeah, if I was fucking 5, I still wouldn't go see this bullshit. If I had a little girl, I wouldn't subject her to this either. So I don't know who this is for because I don't think Bratz dolls
We
are
have a
popular
girl,
anymore. What?
the girl from Straw. Yeah, your glasses, obvious skin
Spoilers,
complexion.
spoilers. By the way, yeah, no
Yeah,
thanks.
spoilers.
Y'all have fun.
Yeah, I think this movie, even though I'm not the demographic for this
You're
movie,
not.
I think it can. Okay,
You're
nigga.
not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I know. I'm just saying. Opening night.
You're not. It's like a Monty kid going there ready to see. Even though I'm not the God.
I
Go
think
ahead.
this can do numbers only because I see how women talk about how Bratz was like so like influential to them growing up, like how Barbie was. So, like girls always say like, "Oh, I was either a Barbie girl or I was a Bratz girl," you know. And so I think that if they
Okay.
can lean into that and make it not the same as Margot Robbie's Barbie, but like make it like an opposing force that feels different to the Bratz demographic of girls. I think this movie can do really, really well. Of course, make a good film first and foremost, but if they market it right and do that kind of stuff, I think Bratz can be really huge if they do it right. So yeah.
Cool.
Never mind, I already said that. We have 5 Transformers movies are reportedly in development.
This is nuts, by the way. But okay.
The first big news is that Michael motherfucking Bay
Let's go.
is back, bitch. You cannot live with your own failure, so back to me.
Back to me, bitch. Yes.
The
I love
God of
it.
Transformers is back. A live action film from the director of Transformers 1. He's getting a chance to make a movie.
Okay.
Interesting. Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover, which is teased at the end of Rise of the Beast, is also coming. That's going to be fucking nuts.
Yep.
And there's 2 other ideas that are in early stages, in quotes. So, what are your thoughts on these new 5 Transformers projects?
I don't know if the OG fans remember. About a year or 2 ago, I literally pitched this, and I don't pitch shit. I said the way to revitalize Transformers is simple. You bring back Shia LaBeouf, you bring back Megan Fox, and you get Michael Bay's ass back in that chair. Because this franchise needs direction. This franchise needs stars badly. We're in the era of we think these monster movies, and Transformers is a fucking monster movie at this point. We think that these monsters can just sustain it and like the human element just mean nothing. But we've seen the best of both worlds numerous times, by the way, with Godzilla -1, with the early Transformers, where when the human element and the monsters matter, it's so good. Like it makes like an actual good film. So hopefully this is just a stepping stone to get Shia LaBeouf, or at least get like a real star in with Michael Bay to do more Transformers, because I would absolutely love to see it. But yeah, anyway, I think this is a good step in the right direction. As for the other projects, I really don't give a fuck about any of them. I'll be there opening night, but I don't care. But yeah, the Michael Bay thing I'm most excited for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if bringing back Michael Bay means, having a racist Autobot or Decepticon here or there, if it means having every woman in the movie's hot for no reason, if it means explosions for no reason,
I don't care. Bring it to me.
Care. Bring him back, bitch.
Bring it back. Thank you.
Bring back the fucking goat, nigga.
Yeah.
Bring him back. Yep. And I am interested to see the G.I. Joe crossover just because I know, like, I hope they don't try to take it too serious. Like, make it fucking nuts as possible. No fucking A24 ass G.I. Joe crossover. I want a crazy balls to the wall G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. So hopefully that can happen.
I agree.
Okay, so both you and I we purchased the Nintendo Switch 2. We've been playing Mario Kart World on and off. What are your thoughts on just the new console, the gaming itself, just the whole Nintendo Switch rollout? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So yeah. First thing I'm going to touch on is the fact that like performance wise and graphic wise, like Nintendo just didn't care for the longest. We've had like 4K gaming for at least 10 years now, and just like the game chat, Nintendo dropped the Nintendo Switch 2 and was like, "Yeah, bitch, we got this cool thing called 4K gaming now," which I think is just hilarious. It's just so Nintendo. They've never tried to keep up with trends, which is good and bad. Like it's good because they're being creative. They're relying on their first party content. And they're not trying to copy what everybody else is doing, which is inherently a good thing. But it's bad because when your competitors offer 4K, 120 frames per second gaming, and we see how silky smooth and how beautiful it looks, we want that with Nintendo too. But we had to wait 10 years to get it, which is it's frustrating for me as a Nintendo fan. There's no way a game like God of War for PlayStation that came out in 2018 should look equal to what Nintendo is dropping now in 2025, but it does. Honestly, God of War probably looks better even now. But anyway, that's just me being a little bitch about it. But honestly, the Switch 2, I love it. I played it almost every day since I've had it. The one negative I will say about the Switch is that the launch title of Mario Kart World isn't enough for me personally. But I'm still glad that I got the console as soon as it launched because I can see people are having a hard time getting it now, which would just infuriate me.
I would too.
Um, because there is a game that's coming out in the middle of July, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that I want to play. There's going to be a Pokemon game coming out later this year. There's going to be a Metroid Prime 4 coming out later this year. There's probably going to be a new Mario game coming out later this year. So I'm glad I have it. And I've been having fun playing Mario Kart. I've been having fun playing Zelda. But I need more games as of right now. I mean, it's been about almost a month since it's come out. So, but I mean, look, I love it. I have no regrets. I'm glad I have it, and I can't wait to actually get some real games to play for it. But I absolutely love it. I mean, I have the only complaint is that it only launched with Mario Kart World. That's my only real complaint. But other than that, it's everything I wanted in a Nintendo system. So I'm happy.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm also enjoying mine as well. I on my TV, maybe it's just my TV. I really can't tell that big of a difference from a graphics thing between from the Switch One, and Mario Kart 8, and Switch 2, Mario Kart World. Maybe that's because I don't pay attention to graphics as much as you do. I don't game as much as you do. But the graphics don't seem like, oh my god, that's just so much better in my opinion.
Oh
Now
wow.
regarding the actual gameplay itself, I do think it's weird how like in Mario Kart World, I feel like it's so much easier. I don't know, maybe I've been playing Mario Kart for so much longer, but like you can't fall off the map. It's damn near impossible to fall off the map. Like they won't let you. Like they won't let you go in like the grass a lot of times. Like those things are annoying, but it kind of makes the game like get like a level of skill, things that you can kind of have to kind of master and kind of like navigate. The gaming itself is cool. A lot of the worlds or a lot of the cups, should I say, I think it's cool how like it's really good music. It's really good like callbacks to other games, stuff like that. All the playable characters are really really cool. But it does feel just very familiar to Mario Kart 8 in terms of the mechanics. Besides the fact that you can't really fall off the map like that, and it
Mm-hmm.
does feel like even like 150cc course challenge, like it feels like it should be like 100, and like we're missing a next stage of like how hard it should be. But other than that, I've been enjoying it. I'm just a big Mario Kart fan, so
Have you played online at all?
I have not played online yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's probably
Okay.
why.
That's exactly why. Play online and let me know how easy it is. some real Mario Kart niggas out there, man.
I mean, I know that from playing online with Mario Kart 8. I know them Japanese niggas get down crazy. But I'm talking about just the racing, Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about too. Nigga, the racing, nigga. Nigga Money think shit sweet playing by himself in his room, nigga.
Them,
All right.
them Japs are fool. Let's talk about
Japs. Japs.
love my Japanese fans. Let's talk some trailers.
Konnichiwa.
Let's talk some trailers, guys.
Oh my god.
You have the trailer for the Toxic Avenger reboot. I didn't know this was the original film, but apparently it did really well. This new one starring Peter Dinklage,
Yeah.
Tyrion himself, as
Mhm.
Toxie in theaters August 29th. What are your thoughts on this kind of like red band trailer?
Yeah, get this shit out of here. What the fuck was this? I don't want to see this. I will not be there opening night. I'm not even gonna check your Instagram for this.
But you love
Like, y'all
superhero
have fun. No, y'all have fun. Go ahead, Monty.
I'm not watching that shit either. I'm sorry. It definitely feels like it's for like a niche kind of fan base. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh.
Next trailer is for The Strangers. Chapter 2 has been released in theaters September
Yeah.
26th of this year. I heard so much bad things about the first one. I never even saw it, and so
Okay.
yeah. What do you?
I was about to say, like, speaking of things that we didn't know existed, I didn't know there was a part one to this. The part, I mean, this. Okay, I had no idea. This one, it looked interesting. I can't lie to an extent, but like, do I want to go to the theater to see this? I don't think so.
Have you
I've been
seen
disappointed
any of the
enough.
previous Stranger films?
No, I have no idea what these are at all.
Oh, okay, it's like a franchise within itself, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have the trailer for the Naked Gun reboot starring Liam Neeson in theaters August 1st. Pamela Anderson joining him. I remember either my grandmother or my mother used to watch Naked Gun, like the old one, and I think they enjoyed it. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, get this shit out of here. Another like, what the fuck is this? No thanks. I'm not gonna check your Instagram. No.
You keep saying that I'm not watching these movies. Like I'm not watching this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like I said, fan base. If it serves you, I love that for you. We have the trailer for Roof Man, starring Channing Tatum. The film follows the true story of a man who lived in the Toys R Us store and robbed more than 60 McDonald's after herding staff into freezers in theaters October 10th. Yeah, I really can't read for real. God damn it. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Unfortunately, this was one of the more interesting trailers I was tagged
It
in, but
was.
like
It was.
it's still it's like not enough. Like I'm literally not gonna go to the theater to see this. I may catch this on streaming if I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm really not that interested in this either, to be completely honest. But this didn't look like that bad. Like maybe it would at least be fun, maybe. But I'm not checking for this.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact it's like an original movie. I guess, and I'm just not the biggest Channing Tatum fan. So if you're gonna have a movie with him in it that I'm gonna go watch, I have to really be invested into the story. And the story seems decent, but I'm not sure about this one. This is one I could end up watching if I hear good things about. I'm not opposed to watching it, should I say? But I'm not rushing to the theater to see no fucking Channing Tatum. I'm just not the biggest fan of that guy. I'm sorry.
Damn.
We
Poor
have
Channing Tatum, dude.
nothing. I just think he's very serviceable. I've seen him be good in spurts, but I think he's just a very serviceable actor. He doesn't like move the needle for me personally as an actor. Last trailer, guys, here is for The Diggers. This is Drewski's film with all his little friends, Theon Vaughn and all them niggas. What?
No, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the trailer?
It looked terrible.
Yeah.
I'm literally not watching this. I'm not checking your Instagram. This looks like How High 2 with fucking DC Young Fly and whoever else is in that bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Lil whoever. No thanks, bro. No thank you.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Drewski. I think he's just so funny.
Which is weird, by the way. You're a huge fan of Drewski? Like, okay.
Nigga, you love Kai Cenat, bitch. So yeah, I want to hear that shit.
But am I a huge Kai Cenat fan? No, nigga.
Anyway.
Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Drewski. If Drewski has a concert, I'm going. Like, what?
I love a lot of his content.
Okay. Shout out to you, man.
I didn't even crack a smirk during this trailer, bro. Like,
oh no.
I don't see the transition happening from him being this social media guy, comedian to like a movie star, like how like Eddie Murphy made. I mean, they weren't social media guys. They started off on stage in comedy and then made the transition. I just don't see that happening for Drewski, unfortunately. But maybe that's not everybody's lane, so maybe he's not trying to do that. But based on this film, you would assume maybe he's trying to break into something.
Looks like he's trying to do that, yeah.
But I've even seen Drewski in other films. Like he had a small role in the film Praise This with Chloe Bailey, and I just wasn't impressed by his role there. And maybe that that off-screen comedic timing and all that kind of stuff doesn't really translate. It's really a skill to be able to act like Kevin Hart. And I'm name dropping Kevin Hart, I know. To be able to translate that into the screen. So I don't think a lot of these social media comedians have it. So it's sad, but I don't see it happening.
Maybe not yet. Yeah, but like I said, you can get better the more you do. So maybe in 10 years, Drewski will be like, he'll be masterful in something.
Acting is like athleticism. You can train all you want, and you can get better, but either you have it or you don't.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
I know it's true.
I don't think that. How, nigga? You're not an actor, bitch. You're not, nigga. You're not.
Have clips that prove otherwise?
Nigga say you either got it or you don't. Nigga, what? Nigga.
I ain't saying I got it, but I'm just saying like anyway.
What?
Let's talk some Marvel and Star Wars news.
Oh my god!
John Bernthal's Punisher has officially joined the cast of Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Let me tell you something, Whithead. Shoot him.
I just love the memes. First of all, I just have to say this. I win, bitch. I fucking win again. John Berthal, I've been rooting for this guy since I saw him on The Walking Dead fucking 15 years ago, man. Like, holy shit. Yeah, I am special because no, you niggas wasn't shooting in the gym. Y'all were not shooting in the gym like me. I was like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? No.
Okay.
No, you're casual. You're casual. You don't know. I know. No. Anyway, John Bernthal, he's him. Punisher. Let's go. Yeah, like, yeah, like I literally can't wait for the moment where Spidey's like, no, we got to save him. And he's like, what? Like, what? No. Boom. Boom, bitch. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, like, yeah. So anyway, I started blasting. Like, I can't wait for that dynamic. I mean, come on. I was already it's MCU. I was already going to be there opening night. Who am I kidding? But like now, I'm calling out of work. I'm not scheduling PTO. I'm calling out, and I'm going to be at the 2:00 showing, like with all the other unemployed niggas, and I can't wait. Like, can't wait.
Did you see when like some like rough draft got leaked about the script, and they were saying like Punisher and Spider-Man up against the Hulk, and niggas was like, "What the fuck are they going to do against the fucking Hulk?"
Yeah. Hopefully that's not true at all, because literally, what are they going to do? Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah,
Hopefully that's just nonsense. That's not true, but we'll see.
we will see indeed. But then again, if you would have said fucking Falcon versus Red Hawk, I would have been like, what the hell? But those vibranium wings fucking saved his ass. I'll say that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the
They saved
Equalizer.
his, they saved his ass. Jude Law's character from the Skeleton Crew will reportedly return in other Star Wars projects. Someone that watched Skeleton Crew and thought it was just super mediocre. I can't say I'm excited for this. I do love Jude Law as an actor. He is he's a Force user, so that's interesting in seeing how they bring him back in what capacity. But I can't say I'm just over the moon excited for this. This new Star Wars direction Disney's going in, I'm just anyway. And speaking of Star Wars news, got some really interesting news from Mark Hamill, who apparently came up with his own dark headcanon for the reason as to Luke's arc in The Last Jedi. His quote was, "I thought if we can make what we could do is make someone like what can make somebody give up their devotion to there's religious entity being the Jedi." He said, "Well, look, the love of a woman. He falls in love with a woman. This is all in his head, guys. By the way, Mark Hamill said." Falls in love with a woman. They have a child together. At some point, the child, as a toddler, picks up an unattended lightsaber and pushes it through his button and kills himself instantly. Pushes it through his head, and the wife is so full of grief she kills herself. So that's why he's so depressed in The Last Jedi, according to Mark Hamill. I kind of would have loved to see that play out in the actual movie. I know that sounds kind of dark, but could have brought some kind of flavor to the movie that besides just the Disney regurgitation of a film. But interesting.
It's not interesting. It's literally not. I don't care at all.
It is. It is.
The baby finds a lightsaber, and then the mom sees it, and she's like, and
Yeah. That's
so
why he's
what?
so depressed. That's why he's not the Luke Skywalker that we know and love, But whatever.
Sure.
Obviously.
Nope.
Last portion of this segment, guys, or the pod today is that we do random recommendations. Every month, me and Julian swap 2 movies that we haven't seen in a long time or have never seen at all, preferably, and we kind of just review them and kind of give our thoughts on them and see what we like and what we don't like. The 2 movies I told Julian to watch were The Time Machine with Guy Pearce and Treasure Planet, an animated film, 2D. And he told me to watch The Game of Death with Bruce Lee and Nothing to Lose with Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins. I will go first. The movie I watched first was The Game of Death. So
tell me, Monday, tell me. I need to know how much you love this movie.
First of all, I have a question. Do you not like me as a person? Is this shit where you're trying to do something to you? Anyway, this is one of Bruce Lee's last films. Came out in 1978. However, I learned my own research. This is used as part of a 1972 film, before his passing, and it was unfinished due to his untimely death, apparently. So the new version that comes out 6 years later, they add new footage and create a whole new plot from what the 1972 version was. And you can kind of tell it's interspliced because it goes in a lot of interesting directions. Now, I've seen a lot of kung fu movies of old.
Have you? Okay.
I have.
But you haven't seen this?
I never heard of it. I've seen as much as you, obviously.
Okay.
All
right.
But, and to me, this movie just offered nothing to the genre. It didn't give me the fighting wasn't spectacular in my opinion. The performances were damn near awful. There's no charm. At least a lot of these older kung fu films 70s, 60s, 80s, not 60s, 70s, 80s, they have charm at least. There was nothing charming about it. And I'm assuming that's due to the extensive editing and reshoots or whatever they had to do to get this film to come together, in my opinion. I was so worried that they're going to cast a whole new nigga because there's a scene when Bruce Lee has to go through a surgery. I'm like, okay, because he died, they're going to cast a whole new nigga. This is him. I'm like, please do not cast another nigga as Bruce Lee. And they didn't, thank God. But anyway, it's crazy that he died actually during production of this film. I thought that was really, really crazy as well. At the ending of the film, that tracksuit he has on, that yellow tracksuit, you haven't seen Kill Bill, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Where the fuck do you think they got that inspiration from, bitch?
I'm about to say that had to be inspired by that movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's eerily similar. I thought that was really cool. Choice if Quentin Tarantino actually did make that choice to do that.
He did.
Why the fuck is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in this film? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, he had aura though. He's one of the best parts of the movie in my opinion. Just seeing this big ass 7-foot nigga against Bruce Lee, that their fighting scene at the end was optically it was interesting to look at least. I'll say that.
Kareem studied under Bruce Lee in real life.
Actually?
Yes. That's why he was in the movie. Bruce Lee needed a villain.
I'd like to think that John Wick tried to keep up the tradition of casting these bigger than life NBA players as an assassin, like in John Wick 3, like I just mentioned with Boban.
Boban.
Is that an
Nah,
ode to this film?
it's
Maybe
not.
it's not.
Literally not at all.
Oh, anyway, like I said, the fight between those two was the best part of the movie. Other than that, everything else is goddamn awful to me, in my opinion. I give this film a D. It was really, really bad. I'm sorry, guys. If you love the Game of Death out there, please tell me why. Explain why. So yeah, explain why, bitch.
That's okay. I'm just
No,
yeah.
like
These random recommendations are becoming like soul sucking because like you just don't like anything, and
no,
it's
first of
like
all,
it's almost pointless to like recommend you
pointless.
stuff that I care about because it's just like all you want is like fucking I don't know. I don't know what you want actually. Like
First of all,
I'm giving you gold here, and you're just like it's boring. I don't care about the action. I want a plot.
First of all, it goes both ways. This movie I recommended to you as well. That which is cool. We're still exposing each other to different things, and we're still broadening our film scope.
Yeah, well, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun. like I mean, I don't know.
I don't fucking like the movie that you picked. Like what the fuck?
Exactly. That's exactly why I'm mad, bitch. Yes. No, you need to like this peak that I'm giving you, and you don't. So
that was peak.
Oh that was peak, but it's okay. Actually, it's not okay. I'm just saying that so we can move on. Treasure Planet, 2D, the end of the Disney Renaissance era, and boy, could you fucking tell! Holy shit!
Now you gonna show me, y'all?
I give this movie a B. I thought this was a solid movie, but as I was watching it, I could tell why I never saw it. A, and why it never did well. B, because these are some ugly fucking anime. Like the characters in here are super ugly. So like, where's the merchandise? Like, is a little kid gonna have one of these ugly ass alien toys? I don't think so.
I actually did have one.
Okay. And the promo for this movie, I feel like, where was this? Like, how did I know this movie like really never existed?
It's funny you say that, bro. You know, there's a whole theory online as to why Disney not shelved this movie, but they really did not market it at all. There's a whole thing about them beefing between him and the director, I think Bob Iger at the time. Look it up; it's interesting, actually. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt here as the star as Ben. He didn't really bring anything, honestly, but that's okay. I think visually, in this, like you said, this is one of the last 2D animation films, especially from Disney. Visually, this was like really cool in a lot of spots. I think the narrative was fine. I mean, it's a kids movie, and you can tell. So like, as a 32-year-old man trying to watch this, it was a little tough at times. But I think overall, I still got the magic and the charm about this film, which is why I graded it a B. I do think that there were no like interesting or cool characters, but they were interesting and cool enough for me to like still like it. And I say all that to say, I think this being an animation like saved this. Like, I feel like if this would have been live action, this might have been borderline horrible. But I think like it being animation kind of gave it that charm and that magic enough. So I enjoyed it for what it was, but I definitely see why I never. I mean, I feel like I've always heard about this, but like, I feel like this is one of those things that for whatever reason my mom didn't buy. Keep in mind, this came out in 2001 or 2. And I was 8 or 9 years old. Like, I know 8 and 9-year-olds are spoiled now to where whatever they want is on streaming, or they could just buy on video on demand. Like that wasn't the case for me. Like, if my fucking mom didn't buy it, I didn't see it. So for whatever reason, she didn't buy this, and I guess I can kind of understand why after watching it. But yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. I gave it a B.
Nice. Next review here, guys, is for Nothing to Lose, that Julian recommended to me, starring Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence, taking it back to the 90s, where this is the height of buddy comedies. Like at this time, there's so many of them, and they love pairing a black man and a white man from two different walks of life, and it's definitely apparent here. Now, unfortunately, once again, if there was a tier list of chemistry amongst different, buddy comedy duos, the duo between Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence would be towards the bottom for me. They just, as a duo together, individually, I think they're good individually, but as a duo, I wasn't impressed as their chemistry together, or their presence together, should I say? And like, look at other comedy duos. Like, look at Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Look at fucking Mel Gibson and fucking Danny Glover from like Lethal Weapon. Like, those are like great chemistry and duos together. Like, these guys just didn't give me much to me, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know. You guys let me know if y'all like that chemistry camaraderie amongst these two. The comedy is very subjective, yes. Now, don't get me wrong, but I think there are also very objective truths within comedy. And I think one of those objective truths is the fact that this comedy here just isn't like high level smart comedy, which is fine. Inherently, comedy don't have to be smart comedy, but if you're gonna have this like almost like slapsticky or like just basic humor, why be a rated R film? That's just me. So I guess I'm going back into my subjective bag because like I don't want to see a rated R film of like basic ass comedy. Or maybe the comedy just hasn't aged well because it's been kind of '97. It's almost been 30 years now. And so it kind of just very like surface level comedy for me, in my opinion. And with the lack of the charm or the chemistry, whatever, it just it's not a bad movie at all. I ended up giving like a C. I think it was very average. It was interesting seeing Giancarlo Esposito as a YN. I don't think it worked for him. I mean, I think he's a great actor, but
that's just because of how you view him now.
but so, but
back in those days, this is what he got.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, but yeah, I give it a C between those.
What about did you like the spider scene?
Oh, like
there's a spider on your motherfucking head, man.
Yeah, it didn't do much for me. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, Monty. I'm think I'm done with these, man. I'm just not having any fun with these.
That's so like
the time machine.
That's so that's so immature. Like you,
I don't care. I don't care.
Like what you like. You're getting an attitude about it. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I am. Yes, and I'm telling you that this is the last time we're doing this. The time machine. So I didn't realize this, but I had seen, at least I guess when I was really little, the first part of this movie. For some reason, this woman in this red dress who kept dying when he kept trying to go back in time was very familiar to me. What I didn't remember at all, and probably rightfully so, was the absolutely horrible second half of this movie. Which is just like, what?
I ain't getting in my panties about it. I don't care.
You should, because this movie is terrible. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. I can't believe it went from kind of interesting in the first point to just flipping on his head and being like, what the absolute fuck am I watching at the second point? Again, I'm gonna bring up the same exact point. Maybe if this was animation, maybe it would have been better. Have you seen this recently, by the way? Like in any aspect?
Like 5 years ago. I love this film. It's like one of my top 15 movies I love of all time. I love this film.
That's nuts. Okay, yeah. The sound that these little things are making are these niggas sound like Bane in Batman and Robin. Like it's hilarious. The costume design is absolutely atrocious. And the plot, it just doesn't mean literally anything. First of all, how dare they advertise Jeremy Irons in the opening credits like he's actually a part of this movie, for him to be in it for 5 total minutes at the end, which was just it. And then the decision he makes at the end is just absolutely diabolical. Like you're literally not allowed to love her. Like this thing grew up in 1899, where like he couldn't even look at a woman like that. Well, I guess he could, but like she couldn't. And it's just funny that he's like, no, I'm going to choose to stay in this terrible future. She was. I want to say fine shit, but she was pretty. But yeah, I gave this a C-. This was bordering on a bad film. The only reason that's saving it from being bad is the first 30 minutes or so where I was actually invested.
To be fair, yeah. I think most critics agree this is not a good movie, by the way.
I mean, that
for some reason resonates with me. I like it a lot.
So yeah, this was. It's funny. Like I was low key like getting mad. I was just like, wait, are we really leaving this to go to the jungle?
How about the leader of the monsters that has Cerebro?
No, bro. That shit was ass, bro. That was ass. Yeah. Woo!
Guys, that wraps it up, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. Another news, reviews, tidbits, factoids.
Oh, we're not gonna give our Julys.
Oh, I thought you were done with it. Okay,
trolling. Just bitching and complaining.
All right, guys, let's do our July random recommendations for what we will watch for next month. We can sneak it around. Julian, you can go first this time.
All right, so I'm going to give you an all-time white comedy.
American Pie or something?
Change comedy. Yeah, it's American Pie. Yeah.
Really?
All-time white comedy, American Pie. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Okay.
All-time whiter.
Give me American Pie. All right, Julian. The film that I will give you. Have you ever seen Secondhand Lions?
Never heard of it.
Yes, it's a young Haley Joel Osment, and if you want, I think Jeremy Irons.
Lion.
secondhand space lions, like a lion that roars.
Okay.
Yeah, secondhand lions.
All right. I'm trying to debate on if I should give you like more peak or if I should give you.
Peek your ass. Like, what the fuck? What kind of decision?
I mean, something that I think is good, but it's not peak.
Hmm.
Players Club.
I've been meaning to watch that just because Elisa Ray, so I'm glad you said that. I don't know nothing about Players Club, but I know about Diamond Boy.
Temperatures rising. Enjoy, Monty. Enjoy.
I know about Diamond. That's all I know about. Okay. The next film that I'm going to give Julian Julian is going to be. Have you ever seen Signs with Mel Gibson?
I have.
Okay,
I have. I watched that last year, I believe.
What do you think about it?
It was okay.
As a kid,
Just
guys,
okay.
that movie traumatized the fuck out of me. I was like literally traumatized when I saw that movie. Okay, he's seen that. Let's do. Of course, I assume you've seen the Last Samurai, right, with Tom Cruise.
No, never. Mm-mm.
Really?
Is our boy in it?
Who?
The Japanese Hiroyuki Sanada?
That's everything. No, but the other nigga is Ken Watanabe. So it's either those two. Like every movie.
The Last Samurai. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard this is ass. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So Secondhand Lions and The Last Samurai.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Like the video. Comment down below. Subscribe to the pod.
Yeah. Yep. And share if you're feeling frisky.
There it is, Monty. There it is. Share. Thank you. Thank you, Monty.